California's suburbs have had a long run of feeling almost untouchable. It's not that California's suburbs are failing, it's that they're normalizing. For the last few years, especially post-pandemic, these areas felt bulletproof. Prices only went up. Homes sold in bidding wars. Buyers threw money at properties without even seeing them. That was the script. But that script was never sustainable, and the data shows exactly when people stopped believing in it. Let's start in Temecula. For years, this was drive till you qualify territory. People escaping San Diego and Orange County for bigger homes and good schools at a discount. It worked. People got space, builders kept developing, and everyone made money. In December 2025, the median sale price reached $700,000, down 3.3% year over year. Days on market jumped from 35 to 60 days. Sales are closing about 1% under asking. No bidding wars, just normal market activity. What's interesting? Temecula is experiencing exactly what every suburb assumed would never happen: friction. 35 days to 60 days isn't a crash. It's a market where buyers can actually be selective. For sellers, it means pricing matters now. You can't list at what the neighbor got 3 months ago and expect the same result. If you bought here recently with a small down payment, the 3% drop stings. But if you're moving in, you now have leverage, and that's worth more than you think when you're negotiating inspections and repairs. Now heading north to Santa Rosa, the heart of Sonoma County wine country. The median sale price is $702,000, down 2.4% year over year, and the days on market jumped from 48 to 65 days. The key thing? Some neighborhoods held up better than others. Micro markets matter way more right now than macro trends. Price it right, and it moves. Price it as if it were 2022 and you're staring at a for sale sign for months. Santa Rosa shows that the neighborhoods with realistic pricing and strong bones are moving. The ones priced in nostalgia? They're sitting. Swing to Sacramento's Roseville. At the end of last year, the median sale price was $629,000, up 0.8% from a year ago. But here's where it gets interesting. Days on market jumped from 36 to 53, and the price per square foot is down 4.9%. What's happening? Buyers are comparing homes on value, not emotion. They're not willing to overpay anymore. For sellers with realistic pricing, things move. For sellers waiting for peak prices to come back, they're learning patience. This is the shift happening across every suburb. Psychology changed before prices did. Drop south into the high desert, and there is Lancaster. In December, homes averaged $445,000, down 5.8% year over year. Days on market went from 41 to 68. Lancaster is different. This is where you see actual pain. If someone bought here with 5% down, they might be underwater now. That 5 to 6% drop can wipe out a small down payment completely. Inventory is loose. Buyers are price sensitive because many are first-time homeowners who can't afford to lose equity. But here's the flip side. For investors looking at cash flow, some motivated sellers might work with you if the rental math checks out. What was a speculative market 2 years ago is becoming a fundamentals-based market. Cross into the Bay Area, Fremont, gateway to Silicon Valley, home to Tesla, and packed with tech commuters. Home prices were $1.5 million in December, down 5.8% from last year. Here's where it gets interesting. Homes still sell in 27 days. The market is considered very competitive, with multiple offers averaging 5 per property. But the difference, people aren't bidding 6 figures over asking. They're bidding 2 to 6% over, which is actually normal market behavior. The psychological shift is real. People won't pay premium prices just for a short commute anymore when they work from home. But Fremont is still a solid market. It's no longer a golden ticket, but it's stable. That stability might be worth more in the long term than the chaos. Cross the hills into San Ramon. Top-tier schools, master-planned neighborhoods, affluent families. The market here is still a little competitive. Homes averaging a median sale price of $1.4 million, down 4.7% year over year, with days on market around 25 days. But here's the important part. Even the safest neighborhoods don't have immunity. They just slow down more gradually. The wealthy adjust their expectations later, but they do adjust. That tells you something. No market is immune to reality. The bubbles deflate slower in rich neighborhoods, but they deflate. If you bought at peak prices a few years ago, you're seeing real losses. But the market normalized. Some homes sell above asking price, others at list price, and some below. The old mythology that wealth means automatic appreciation? Dead. And honestly, that's healthier for everyone. Down to Orange County, we have Irvine. In December, homes were hitting 1.6 million, up 5.4% from last year. But days on market increased from 54 to 87, and the price per square foot is down 5.5%. The median price looking higher is misleading. You're actually paying less per square foot, which means lower-end inventory moved more. In reality, Irvine has cooled significantly. If you bought 5 years ago, you're probably okay. Gradual appreciation caught you. If you bought at peak 2 to 3 years ago, you're facing slower appreciation and longer sales times. That gap matters. Timing in real estate isn't everything, but it's something. Back to Silicon Valley's epicenter, Mountain View and Los Gatos, Google's and Netflix's town. Tech wealth is concentrated here, and concentration creates volatility. Mountain View's price point? 1.7 million, up 2.9% year over year. Homes are selling in 13 days, still fast. But here's what the city average masks. Some neighborhoods in Mountain View are experiencing double-digit price declines. The overall city number hides the real pain in certain pockets. This is crucial. When you see citywide data, always remember it's hiding neighborhood-level realities. Los Gatos is more interesting. Homes are up 12.7%, averaging 2 million. Homes are selling in 36 days, about 2% above asking price. But dig into specific neighborhoods and you see wild swings. Some areas up 20 to 30%, others down. The condo market has way more pressure. Both markets show the same pattern. Stock option-fueled segments are vulnerable. When tech lays people off, they stop buying. When stock values drop, equity-based down payments disappear. Once confidence cracks in a market built entirely on confidence, the fall is inevitable. That's not pessimism, that's math. Finally, back in Southern California, Thousand Oaks. Homes are now sitting for 77 days, up from 64. Inventory is looser. The market is slowing, and you're seeing a softer market, not an implosion. Sellers wait longer. Buyers have more options. That's it. And honestly, that's how normal markets work. Looking at all 10 suburbs together, here's what jumps out and what it actually means for you. The data tells a story in 4 parts. First, prices are mixed, with mostly single-digit moves. That means your neighborhood's fate depends on micro factors: school ratings, commute viability, inventory levels, and how well it weathered the pandemic exodus. Second, days on market are up almost everywhere. That's the real story. Homes take longer to sell. That's friction, and friction means negotiating power shifted to buyers. Third, price cuts are common now. Sellers are learning to price realistically from the jump. The days of listing high and letting the market sort it out? Done. Agents and sellers who adapt fastest win. Fourth, bidding wars are dead. That's not a loss for buyers, it's a reset. What this means for different people. If you're buying, this is the best environment in years. You have leverage and you can negotiate. If you're selling, price it right. The days of crazy bidding wars are done. But homes still sell. They just sell to people who actually want them, at prices that reflect actual value. That's not a loss, that's stability. If you already own, don't panic. You're seeing slower appreciation, not apocalyptic losses. Normal appreciation, compounded over decades, still builds wealth. You're not getting rich quick, you're building equity. That's what homeownership actually is. If this helped you cut through the noise about California housing, hit subscribe. We take deep dives into current news and how it's actually affecting the housing market.